this could be tricky. Okay. This is obviously not the first. Testing. Ooh, that's loud. That woke me up. Okay. Right. I was about to say, it'd be nice to do new starters this afternoon, but we've got left in there. Just having a little more talky back. Do we know a original? No. I'll get a couple of them. Do we know a Slido? Straight cat?
Now it's got, I realise it's in the horrible handwriting, but I think it's readable.
Okay, so Dad will link the service, then I'll invite each of the people up. Cool.
Anything else you need?
No, I think Dad's going to do Slido.
And I might need to help hand out the...
There was. If everyone could grab a seat, that'd be great. We'll probably start in about 3 or 4 minutes. I think it's just taking everyone a bit longer to sign in than normal. How are we going with Slido? Actually, while we're waiting for everyone just to sit down, if everyone could just grab their mobile phone and open up Slido in a web browser, which is SLI.do. It's not an IQ test, I promise. Just while we're waiting to get started. So Slido, for those of you that haven't been to a town hall before, is the tool that we use to basically get live questions from the audience. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts that you want to share with us, make sure to do use Slido. It can be anonymous, so unlike Teams, don't be embarrassed that you have to put your name on it, but we'd love to make this as interactive as possible. So the code is NWL. Do you want me to say it again? For those of you that were chatting, NWL in capitals. Yeah. Free drink for the first person that asks a question. That's a fail. That's enough, thanks. Just looking around, does anyone know if they've still got colleagues that are due to come, or are we pretty close? No? All right, well, we might get started then. First of all, my sincere thank you to everyone that's made the effort to come in today. This is obviously our second live event since obviously all of the excitement of COVID last year. So we had a new starters event which was attended probably by as many people as are here, by about 90 people about 2 weeks ago. So this is our first proper in-person event. So fantastic to see everyone back. It's good to see that we can still sort of draw a crowd. I'm going to go with half at least. This is our second live streaming event for the day. So Keith Chu at the back actually had 450 people at his event, so I've failed miserably. But Keith did a tech update today, which is the first time we've actually live streamed from a studio. And I think it went, by all accounts, extremely well. So well done, Keith. But it is great to have everyone back in the office. Hopefully you're starting to see the benefits of getting out of your Ugg boots and tracky pants and coming in to see your colleagues. It's all about changing habits, as we know. It was difficult to get out of jeans, so I started making sure I wore a suit. It was difficult to find my Mikey card, so I went and bought a new one. And having now actually changed, got back into the rhythm and got a bit of a routine, I'm certainly enjoying being back in the office. Probably been back 3 or 4 days for various things. Still difficult doing hybrid meetings. I don't know if everyone's having the same experience, but when you've got some people at home and some people in the office, we're not quite there from a technology perspective, but I'm sure that we can solve that over time. So as I mentioned, first town hall in person. We are also streaming to all of the other states, so hello to everyone else in the other states and also sitting at home. If you're at home, you're missing out on what is going to be an amazing event and obviously the free drinks afterwards. But we do have Actually, if the other states are online, which we hope you are, just send us a hello or a wave or a smiley face on Slido, just so that we know you're around. It's the first time anyone's asked me to do that. Okay, are we able to turn up the live streaming audio at all? Yep, we've got a thumbs up. Thanks, Nathan. It's a good question. Or request or demand, I don't know what that was. So today's agenda, we've got heaps to get through. Quick update, just what's happening around the grounds. Give a new office update. It's getting very close now. It's less than 8 weeks. So a project that really has sort of been dragging on now for about 2.5 years is inching closer. We went for a quick walk around today with there's probably 10 of us wandering around from different departments. So who was there today? Just pop your hands up. There you go. So if you want to find out sort of how it's all tracking, hunt one of those people down at drinks. But it's starting to look more and more like an office and less like a construction site, which is great. And the plan is that we'll move in, or it'll be ready apparently 2 weeks before the 1st of July. Gives us a couple of weeks to make sure that everything's working and that we've got Wi-Fi and things like that. Welcome. Do you want to grab a seat down the front? That's your punishment for being late. Thanks for coming though, we do appreciate it. But I'll talk a bit more about that. Staff movements and new starters, as I mentioned, we've got a lot of new starters, so we'll run through that. Excited to give you a bit of an update on the impact group that has been formed at the start of the year, so Sonia will run through where we're at with that. Lengths of service awards, social committee update, we haven't heard from Wendy for a little while. Lengths of service awards, there is a seriously thick pile, so settle in for that one. And then, as always, we'll move to Q&A. So as we're going through the different sessions, please make sure that you just ask questions as they come to mind, and we'll come back to them at the end. So generally speaking, the business is in really good order. You would have seen that volumes are continuing to grow, and anyone that read our quarterly results a couple of weeks ago would have been seeing that we had an astonishing 50% growth in the 12 months. So despite the fact that we were all working from home and that there was a reasonable chance at the start of COVID that things might have gone seriously pear-shaped, the business continued to plough on, which is a testament to everyone in the room. We also now help more than 90,000 people secure better financial lives and outcomes for themselves, and that number's continuing to grow rapidly. So well done to everyone. It really does make a difference to not only the advisors that are looking after those clients, but obviously the end client as well. End of year is kicking off, so we're starting to see a fair bit of activity in that space. So there's a lot of people that are going to be extremely busy for the next 3 months. And there's been a huge number of fantastic new features and functionality that have been released, as we know, every couple of weeks, with some really big projects and big items coming to fruition, which is fantastic. We've also got the new client and advisor app, which is getting very close as well. It's going to beat the new Office, I think, or hope. Is that right, Matt? No pressure. Race is on. So this has been, again, a labour of love, which has been ongoing for a number of years. And we're looking to launch the new app in mid to late June, or before we move into the new Office. Fee consent and renewal. This is the project that just keeps on giving. So this is a regulatory requirement that needs to be done, and has tended to happen over the last couple of years. The legislation wasn't passed until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So whilst we knew it was coming, we didn't really have all the detail, and now we've got about 7 scrum teams and a range of people working across the business to make sure that gets delivered for the 1st of July deadline. So unfortunately, regulatory is always the most important thing, and it's pushed back a couple of other things, but I think we're in pretty good shape to make sure that gets delivered on time. Design and distribution obligations is being worked on also by a huge number of people, and is, again, a huge bit of regulatory work that's coming in on October the 5th, I believe, or start of October. if anyone's interested, Phil and Matt West can give you an hour explanation of exactly what it means. I've had about 3 presentations from them, and I'm still struggling to totally understand, A, what it's going to achieve or what the purpose of it is, but it is important, and again, we're in really good shape and got a lot of very smart people working on it, so look forward to having that in. We've got Appian being piloted and road tested at the moment. So Appian is our new workflow replacement, and the first of those projects is a AI-driven document upload. So it'll be looking at what the documents are, scanning to make sure that key fields have been inputted, and then that'll obviously allow us to test it and look at how and where we implement it more broadly in the business. Stability and scalability remains an absolute key focus, again, for many people across the business, and we're seeing some really good outcomes there. Website and our systems, although we are still having the odd problem here and there for different reasons, are in far better shape than they were 12 months ago and certainly 3 months ago, so thanks to everyone that's working on that. And the last big sort of bit of work that's being done across the business, and particularly with the exec and the board at the moment, is the strategic planning. So we've spent the last probably 3 to 4 months working as an executive team, working with a number of you, to work out exactly what it is that we're going to be doing over the next 12 and 24 months. A lot of it is around obviously making sure that we can meet our business as usual and lights on requirements, but then what are the things that we can do to really differentiate the business and make sure that we're in great shape as new competitors come into the market in the next couple of years. So some really exciting things, a couple of new sort of lines of business that we're looking at, but again, making sure that the house is in order and all the things that we do at the moment are working well and operating well. So the plan is that Grant and the team are working on the budget at the moment. We're hoping to have another version of that over the next couple of weeks. And the board will look to approve that mid to late June with a bit of luck, and then we'll end of May. So as soon as that's signed off, we'll make sure that everyone that's here and at home and interstate gets to sort of get a good understanding of what the various items are across the 6 strategic rocks that we've now got this year. So again, any of those items, bit of a quick summary, but feel free to ask questions as we go along. So from the new office perspective, again, many of you would have seen this picture up here. So this is the front of our new office down at 180 Flinders Street. It looks, again, a hell of a lot better than it did 12 months ago when pre-COVID. It was a bit of a blessing in that they got to finish off a lot of the work that was falling behind. Before we move in, there's quite a lot of work that needs to be done in the current office. So we do need to clean up each floor. So clearly, we've taken a lot of things home, and there's been a bit of an effort to look into cupboards and clean out documents, but we really need to put a focus into this now. We're going to archive anything in the office, anything that needs to be archived, needs to be tagged, and we need to know what it is by the 28th of May. Or if it's still in the office on the 31st of May, we are going to throw it out. If you do want to keep something in the office and you're not able to get it out by the 28th of May, can you please let office services know, and they'll make sure that we keep that aside for when we do move. And more importantly, we're going to have a big charity auction. So there's a lot of stuff in the office that's pretty new, so TVs, tables, couches, seats, all sorts of things. And the plan is, I don't know if the social committee knows this yet, but in conjunction with the social committee, we will be running a large charity auction. We're still to decide with the social committee if that will be done in person or definitely online. So if you're looking around the office and you see something that you might think will look good in your living room, just keep an eye on it, and we'll get that happening on the 28th, followed by monthly social club drinks. As we know, we've put out the sort of new way we work sort of guidelines for now and when we move into the new office. So the current guidelines are we really do want people to make an effort to come in for at least 1 day a week. It sounds kind of silly when I put it like that, because I think if we'd said to you pre-COVID, you can have a day at home, everyone would have been ecstatic. But here we are, and this is what we're doing. So whilst we sort of get back into the office, if you can make sure that you're in the office at least 1 day a week or more, and more importantly, that you're scheduling time to catch up with your team. So it really is around collaboration days. We understand that focus work will be better done at home, and that's why we tried to make sure that we built a lot of flexibility into the future. So make a real effort to schedule meetings with colleagues when you're in the office. If you've got workshops or just team events, fantastic opportunity to get everyone back together. When we move into the new shop, the plan is that we really want to have people in 2 days a week minimum, with the third day being our strong preference. And because of the fact that we can only fit 220 people in the office at any given time, we'll need to spread people over the course of the week. So for people that do have the flexibility around picking their own days, if you have the option, we need you to come in either a Monday or a Friday. You can have one of those days at home, but we really can't have people only working Tuesday to Thursday because we'll all be sitting on top of each other. We've also allocated some budget for each of your teams. So we've allocated, I think it's $40 or $45 per head for a return to the city lunch. So if you haven't organised that with your team, make sure you do. We want to get the teams together before we move in, and we've allocated budget. So you just need to speak to your manager or team leader, and they can sort that out for you. So get onto it. You need to do it before we move into the new office. And what can we look forward to? First of all, it's a short walk to Flinders Street. So I have to change at Richmond, which is very annoying. Now I'll be able to go straight to Flinders and walk to the office. It's got really large end-of-trip facilities. So anyone that's thinking about running, walking, running, there's hairdressers. There's hair dryers, there's hair straighteners, which I don't need.
Straighteners are in the men's as well.
In the men's and women's, yeah. Will you be using the hair straighteners? There's ironing boards and irons. There's a limited number of lockers, so you'll need to get in quick, and I think they only allow you to book them for a week or two at a time. But proper showers and cubicles and everything that we haven't had for the last 20 years. So
the big things I'm looking forward to is we won't have to go hunting for a toilet on all the different levels.
Yeah.
There's plenty there.
There is plenty of toilets, yeah.
And if you can't get at the coffee machine on our level, there's a very nice cafe on the ground floor as well.
Correct. In fact, there's lots of them in De Graves, which is also a short walk. So fantastic end-of-trip facilities. We also get, everyone gets their own locker, so I know it's a little bit annoying at the moment having to travel in and out with your backpack. Apparently the keyboards don't fit particularly well into the backpacks, I'm being told. So you will be able to fit a keyboard and a mouse and a large handbag or a bag, etc. in those lockers, and that's yours to keep. I'm called. Oh, is that your excuse? That's your excuse. It was my bag. So everyone gets their own locker, as I said, and there's a huge big corridor actually. I'm calling it the Great Wall of Lockers. So we've had to make sure that there's little breaks so that you can, if everyone arrives at work at the same time, that you're not all sort of stuck in one corner. A lot of logistical issues. 220 desks, and everyone will be organised into neighbourhoods. So again, obviously there's no point coming into a huge big floor plate with, I think, 2,700 square metres if you end up sitting at completely the opposite end of the office to your team. So Grant's been working away, playing Sudoku and making sure that we all fit. And the idea is that you'll still use Condeco to book your desk. And basically that will automatically bring up the desks in your neighbourhood and allow you to book one of those desks as you currently do. And we've tried to also make sure that where teams need to be close to each other, or it makes sense for them to be close to each other, that they are. So no doubt there'll be sort of a few things that we need to change once we move in, but that's certainly the intention at the moment. Obviously you guys are all in the city today, having booked your desks in Condeco, which is great. Can I just ask for everyone at home, playing at home, or in the city, that if you book a desk and you're not going to use it, can you please make sure to cancel that booking? We are extremely tight for space, and as more and more people are coming to the city, we are actually finding that we're capacity constrained. So if you're not going to use the desk, that's fine. Just make sure you cancel it so that someone else can use it. The online desk booking talks about huge staff collaboration areas. So as you would have heard me talk about a number of times, there's a huge atrium when you first walk in, which has been set up as a cafe. That sits at the base of the building, at the base of the atrium. There's a big stage, huge windows, lots of light. And that actually can be set up into a variety of different modes. So we've got disco mode for when we have the staff party and Friday night drinks. It's got flashing lights and all sorts of fun things. But we've also got cafe mode, which is how it'll be set up during the day. We've got presentation mode, so we can have rows of chairs for sort of larger presentations like this, or town halls, etc. So it's a really flexible and usable space. Out the front of the building, we've got a huge big wraparound deck with Grant's barbecue, which is about the length of this room, from what I'm told. It's the triple burner. And that's a huge staff area as well, so there's lots of seating, got the tennis table down one end, lots of areas where you can sort of sit with colleagues or sit by yourself if you want, plus obviously all the other kitchen facilities. So really light and bright, and it'll be fantastic. We did originally have a cafe sort of scheduled to have near the atrium area. The more that we looked into it, the less it made sense to have a full-time barista, and the number of people that were coming into the office and the cost of it, it just didn't make a lot of sense. So we have decided to put two big cafe-grade coffee machines in nonetheless. So there'll be a really big one at the front and a big one at the back, so the double burner. We understand, though, that everyone's probably not sure how to use a cafe-grade coffee machine, so we'll be getting baristas in to run barista classes and make sure that there's always an ample supply of coffee. So we'll schedule that over the first couple of months and make sure that everyone knows how to make a fantastic latte. Cliff tells me, or I just told him, that there will be amazing high-speed, high-fidelity campus Wi-Fi and connectivity. Is that right? Yep, thumbs up. So anywhere that you sit in the office, whether you're sunning yourself on the veranda and cutting code or having a webinar out the back, there'll be lots of Wi-Fi, and obviously the idea is that it's a really agile space, and so lots of places that you can go and collaborate with your teams, but also if you just want some quiet time, you can go and find a nice quiet spot. And a dedicated Genius bar and help desk. So when you first walk into the office, on the left-hand side, there's a dedicated area where the help desk team will be located. So if you're having troubles connecting to the high-fidelity, high-speed Wi-Fi, you won't have to walk very far. You can just walk to the front of the office and there'll be someone there to help you. So we've tried to make sure that it is a really robust and environment where there'll be lots of opportunities to see your colleagues, but also spend time and bump into people that you might not necessarily talk to if you were on different floors.
Can you locker on our floor, basically, when you walk in, where everyone can keep their laptops, their keyboards, and some small personal belongings. So there's definitely one per person for that. The end of trip is a first come, first served.
Can you use the mic because it needs to go on the streaming? For those that can't hear. Yep, perfect. Yeah, sorry. So, no. If you couldn't hear that or you're still interested, ask a question on Slido. Again, for those of you that haven't seen this before, that sort of gives you a bit of the vibe. That's obviously there's more colour than that. That's a grey version of the entrance, which will be far more colourful. But that gives you a rough layout and can explain sort of how the desks in the atrium, and I don't think this has a pointer. Might do. No. But you can see at the front where the deck wraps around. I think we've also got the neighbourhoods. Yes, there we go.
So there's lots of questions, but the most important one, is there room for a table tennis? No, this is is there room for a table tennis table?
The question was, is there room for a table tennis table? And I'm not tall enough to reach it, but you can see up in the top corner, there's a square with looks like a mini tennis court. Yep. What was it's not pickleboard? No, what was the... Pickleboard. Pickleboard. Does anyone know what pickleboard is? No? Miniature tennis. Apparently it's huge craze at the moment. So, our day one neighbourhoods. In the purple, this isn't going to be so relevant because you can't see how it fits into the broader office, but at least you can see who you're going to be sitting next to. So the neighbourhood one, in purple, will be Investment Ops, BI and the Managed Accounts team. The orange will be Transitions. Yellow, Investor Service Delivery, green, Investor Service, and blue, Finance, People and Culture, Sales and Distribution. And if I flip backwards, that, I believe, Grant, is that top right corner? Top section. So that's where you'll be sitting. Oh. Purple, Office Services. So what you're looking at now is, this is when you walk in, that's the entrance. There's a security gate there, which will all be tapped. You've got service, and this is the Genius bar and help desk. On the other side of the office, so if you imagine down the bottom, IT, service delivery and security, and the pink is legal risk compliance, products, super trustee, tech services, marketing and custody. So it may or may not mean a lot to you, but at least you can sort of see how the neighbourhoods have been grouped together, and hopefully you're happy with who you're sitting next to.
Matt, there's a number of questions relating specifically to this, so I'll probably do them now rather than later whilst you've got the charts up there. Table tennis, no, it's a pickleboard. No, table tennis. Sounds like a mini Apple campus, so excited. Yep,
Whoa,
fantastic.
What
percentage of staff based in Melbourne can be in the office at the one time?
Oh, there we go. 220 workstations, and then there's about, I think in total there's 350 or 400 people can operate in the office, so it's what they call touchdown spaces. So now that I've got a pointer, so if you were to touch down, for example, you might choose that you just want to work out in the staff hub, because you just need your laptop and your headphones for whatever reason. But all of the breakout areas, meeting rooms, and the cafe area will support about 350, 400. Now, I don't expect that, but you can understand with 220 desks, that's why we really do need to spread people across. And whilst I'm sure everyone would love to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it really is just not practical. So if you're thinking about that, we really do want to bookend the week.
Sonia, we're about getting on for 400 people in total. Do you recall how many in Melbourne? I always forget this number. It's about 300. 367? No,
currently? In Victoria?
No, that's total, I reckon. Anyway,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, given holidays, sick leave, people working from home, there'll be plenty of desks available for people. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we're aiming for about 60% capacity, which is what many companies are now doing. But we're also conscious. Welcome from Tassie, by the way. Thanks for coming up. But we are conscious that we're growing pretty rapidly and that we don't want to totally run out of space. So we are looking at a space in sort of 12 to 18 months that is there. So we'll all still stay on the one floor.
The question is also about what type of desks are they?
So there's a whole range of desks. We've got fixed desks because not everyone's using the standing up desk. We've got stand-up desks. We've got high desks so that you can sit at them on a stool. So there's a whole range of different desks that you can use within your neighbourhoods to make sure that, regardless of what you want to do, that there is support for it.
I see that we've got a lot of sit-to-stand desks. The conversion things still in the office, so we might keep some of those just in case we need more, I reckon. Well,
the other thing is that the desks that we've bought, while some of them might be fixed, they can be easily retrofitted for motors, so we want to make sure that we get in there. So a lot of this stuff is new to us, so we need to get in there, see how the space is used and see how people are using the desks. If everyone suddenly finds that they're wanting to stand up, then we can easily support that in the future.
This is a good question. How many meeting rooms? There's a big answer to that question.
Which I don't know off the top of my head, but a lot of the touchdown spaces are actually in meeting rooms. So again, it's quite small, but there's a number of little meeting rooms here. So you can see sort of there's a whole mixture. Some are for 2 people, some are for 4 people, some are for 6. You've got the big immersion room there, which has been fully fitted out with very high-tech VC cameras and TVs, so that if you are doing conference calls and different things with other states, that you've got cameras that follow you around and the big screens and presentation screens. These are the training rooms, so these look out over Fed Square. They can be either operated as 3 rooms or totally opened up into one big training room. And then you've also got a range of these little breakout areas and desks and standing desks that you can use. So again, you might not remember, but probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we had a number of the architects actually come and sit in the office for 2 or 3 days, and they just sat there and just looked at how everyone was working and how they were huddling around desks or the way that they were using meeting rooms. And from those observations, they then tried to build out a whole lot of collaboration areas based on the way that you're all working. So again, we'll probably find that they get used slightly differently to how we envisage, but we think there's enough spaces there. Generally speaking, there's about 10 metres for every staff member, I think, give or take, and that includes meeting rooms and others. So it's a lot more space than we have now, where we're operating at about 1 person to 6 square metres.
And there's a question about chairs. We're certainly taking all the good chairs from the current office and matching them up, I think, with the same chairs, so that everyone's got a nice new chair or a good style of chair.
Yeah.
And I don't recall the answer to this. Are we getting new monitors or are we moving them across?
I was thinking about that this morning for no good reason.
Anyone here know? Yep. So we're taking the good ones across and ordering a bunch of new ones. Presumably we're taking all the larger ones across, so any of the smaller ones will disappear. Is that right, Cliff? Yep.
Any more questions on that?
I think.
For you, debatable. So James just asked if the balcony is going to be open and what time it closes. So it'll be open. It'll be open throughout the day, and we have actually just put a security camera up the top to make sure that we don't have any problems, James. And we'll obviously be running events and different things. So if we're doing something in the evenings, it'll be open then. There could be a happy hour. Yeah. And I found a good wholesaler today of wine and beer, so we're on track.
And yes, the lockers in the office will be a permanent locker. So once you've got that allocated, you will keep that.
Just on the lockers, I haven't seen them yet, but my understanding is they're about so wide, about that high, and about that deep. So they're a pretty good size. You might remember it's very similar to what you would have had at school.
And there's a question about.
Although to be honest, that was 20 years ago for me. So.
And the desks are the same too, Matt.
And the desk, correct? Yeah, that's right.
And the parking, that's a good question. For those, the parking's actually not next door. The parking is in the building, so it's actually the three buildings form the one floor. So those three buildings are actually all part of our floor, but you can't tell the difference when you're inside.
That's the parking entrance there.
In terms of the car parking, the question is, can we get good rates through Netwealth? It's a good idea. We should try and make sure that we can get corporate rates across the group for those that aren't riding their electric bicycles to work like me.
From across the road.
Down the road.
Down the road. This is an artist's impression of what it could look like. It's not going to look quite like this, but it gives you an idea of the light. So that's it has got the big, huge window. That'll all be the cafe area around there, and then desks on either side. Remarkably, even though we haven't moved in yet, someone's somehow managed to break that window. They're trying to blame the builders at the moment because they reckon there was a nail gun that went off, but who knows how that broke.
And interestingly, the floor above us, where you can see a couple of people standing there, that's a company called Hub, which some of you may have heard of, but it's actually the co-working space. So it's quite useful that to have them there because we've got overflow, or if we need space for a particular project, it's there if needed.
And we've also got a very fancy new podcasting room. So if anyone's looking to become an amateur or professional podcaster, we can now support it. Okay, any other questions on that before we move on? We're probably running behind time now. Any others?
No.
That's good. Okay, fantastic. New starters and movements. So huge number of new starters. Again, welcome to Ariel, Thomas, Janet, Eugene, Kay and Travis. Can we give them a quick round of applause? I'm going to get this wrong, so apologies. Shalini, Ott, Julia, Andrew King, Charlotte and Jessica. Welcome. Emily and Novia. Novia started, I think, today, or very close to. Welcome. And we've also had some promotions and movements. So congratulations to Alex, Tam Tran, Camilla, Michelle, Michaela, Ryan, Ting Ting and Rachel. Good stuff. Well done. Okay, that's enough from me for at least a couple of minutes. Can I invite Sonia to the stage?
We started framing the Netwealth Impact Group late last year after an action that came out of the annual engagement survey. The social connection was rated as an area where Netwealth could improve. So we ran a survey recently to gain input into the themes that Netwealth Impact would concentrate on for the next year. Over 215 employees completed the survey, and out of those results, two main themes emerged. These themes are environment, conservation and climate change. You wanted to get active and go green. And second, community and economic development. You are looking to get involved in the local community and in supporting and building a community spirit. You may recall a question asking how you prefer to contribute. Fundraising via financial support for charitable activities and volunteering activities were clear preferences, with volunteering efforts concentrating on the environment, animal shelters and animal welfare, and schools. Netwealth Impact will now work with our external partner, Australian Communities Foundation, to help us with our philanthropy efforts and to focus on how we can contribute to make the most impact in these areas in the community. One of our Netwealth Impact pillars is education. Netwealth is currently supporting over 8,500 active students in 219 schools, providing hands-on financial experience. Students participate in Banker at School as part of their primary school curriculum. This interactive program teaches students about income, expenses and budgeting, interest and tax, purchasing real estate and cars, and insurance. Netwealth has recently signed with Banker again, and we are exploring ways that you can participate, such as volunteering, visiting schools in action, but we would encourage you to get involved now by spreading the word to your family and friends. As you can see from this example, schools find it a valuable part of their program. I'd like to acknowledge the Netwealth team and thank them for their enthusiasm towards this initiative. And if you have any questions, please contact one of us and we'll be happy to get you involved and let you know what we're up to. We'll be communicating our activities via Teams and work perks, so keep an eye out and get involved. Thanks.
Thanks, Sonia, and thanks to everyone on the committee. I know a huge amount of work has gone into all of the initiatives so far, and it really is a direct response to what everyone in the business is asking for, and it's been really interesting to see what the key themes are that everyone's wanting to get behind and how we can marry that up with places that or situations that we can make a big difference. Just out of interest, who has got children between the ages of 8 to 12? A couple? Have you spoken, well, has anyone spoken to their schools about Banker or had any luck? Yeah. Do you have any luck? No. It's hard. What I'm learning is don't speak to the principal because they're really busy. You need to actually speak to the classroom teacher who's got the freedom to actually implement these things. But no, it's a fantastic product and one that we've, or service that we've been involved in for many, many years now. And the social committee update, which, Wendy, welcome to the stage.
Hi guys. Oh. Which button do I press? Okay. So if you guys don't know me, I'm Wendy. So I'm here to give you a social committee update today. So first of all, if you want to join the social committee and determine what events we hold, when and who's involved, please send an email to social@netwealth.com.au or otherwise just contact me directly. So following this town hall, we're going to the Father's office, so please come along if you can. It's a good way to catch up with some old colleagues or make some new friends. We also have another May Work Drinks coming up on the 7th, so that is next week, Friday. It'll be at the Heroes Rooftop Bar. There is a karaoke room, so if you guys would like to do karaoke, please book ASAP or vote on the poll I put up in the social committee. We can book a group room together, but we need to get enough interest to book a whole room. We also have the Mother's Day run coming up. If you're attending, can you please get your personal details to Joey Yang as soon as possible? I really need to buy tickets and I don't have the information to buy them. So really, 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 please do that. Otherwise, we won't have to go. And lastly, for everyone who was lucky enough to go to the escape room, we went down to the trapped bar and escape rooms to compete against each other. We had 9 teams competing across 3 rooms. So Cave-In, we went into an abandoned mine looking for treasure. Space, where we tried to prevent the destruction of the space station. Wizard of Oz, where we tried to follow the yellow brick road to the glittering Emerald City. So the fastest team for each room are officially Netwealth's best escapists, and there is a $25 gift card for all of those people. So these are the winners. I'll quickly read them out. So Laurent, myself. Okay, I won't read them out, there's too many, but I promise you this wasn't rigged because I won. So I'll be outside. Come see me if you won. I've got a gift card with your name on it. Otherwise, if you're not here today, I will give them to Maggie at reception for Monday, so you can come pick that up when you're next in the office. So that's all for my update. But yeah, make sure to turn on the social club channel notifications on Teams so that you can get any notifications for new events. Thank you.
Now, it's possible that I'm going to get this completely and utterly wrong, but I'm going to risk it anyway. Wendy, have you just retired from the Social Committee? Yes, I did. Good. I'd like to formally thank Wendy for all of the incredible work that she's done. You've done a fantastic job, and I think you really have been the lifeblood of the Social Committee and got it to the point at where it is. So well done, and a huge thank you. Big boots to fill, and I believe they're being filled by no one yet. If you feel like filling her boots. But if you want to get involved in the Social Committee, Wendy's not your girl anymore. But speak to one of the executive when we can point you in the right direction. But no, thanks again, Wendy. It's been fantastic and a lot of fun for everyone. Oh, there we go. Not completely wrong at all. Okay. How are we going to do this? I'm going to hand over.
All my job. It's amazing how long...
I think we've got a couple of helpers up here. Kat and Sonia.
No? I think we're right. You just relax and take it easy. Or were you coming up for your award, Kat? No, we can do this very well, thank you, as long as I don't take the wrong ones. Yeah, it's amazing how many people have been with the company for such a long time now, and it's really fantastic to see. One of the things that we've got that we'll be doing again at the beginning or at the end of this financial year and new financial year is free staff shares for everyone that's been with the company over 3 years, and that's starting to add up. So each year that you've been here for longer than 3 years, there'll be an additional allocation of shares which are not taxable, subject to certain conditions. So hopefully that builds up for a long time. But we do value staff being here for a long time and seeing it as their home and their career, although it should also be much nicer than a home a lot of the time. 15 years.
You need a new home.
15 years. How many have we got? Quite a lot. Matt Morris, where are you? It probably feels more like a lifetime, Matt. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell us what Netwealth was like when you joined 15 years ago.
Yep. In terms of people, I think there was about 21 people in total. The likes of yourselves, obviously. Lynn was here, Paul Bridson, Paul Hager. I could probably try and rattle them all off, but about 21 people, 496 million. In terms of FUA now, it was FUMing back in the day. So I was here for the first $500 million party. We were all on level 6 at the time at 52 Collins Street. Level 7, yeah, correct. And then, so as I said, 21 people and obviously grown a lot since then. So, it's changed a lot. We didn't have an IT team, which is what I'm now part of. So, it was all consultants back in the day. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, mate. And yeah, life's certainly changed, but hopefully for the better. Now, I don't know whether this has been changed or I'm going to get this wrong, but I think Nicholas Mays is 15 years as well, aren't you? It's 10. It's been changed from something to something. 10 years, Nicholas. It certainly feels like 15 years, though, Nicholas. Thanks very much, Nicholas. Fantastic. It's been a great time. And I actually remember where Nicholas came from. It was an ordinary little company called Seek. So he brought all these skills across from there, which was fantastic. And also 10 years, I believe, is Tim Jung. Tim Jung. Tim, is it true that you've actually got your pen already, and that's why I'm not giving you one today?
Yep, that's it.
Congratulations. look after your pen. I've still got mine, actually, from 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Have you had any, Matt? Yeah? No, that's good.
I just need to learn how to write.
And now we get to a few newbies. Brad Wilson, only 5 years. Woo!
Well done, Bradford.
How come all these guys feel like they've been here forever? Thanks very much, Brad. And fantastic to see you moving around different areas and getting experience from and contributing your experience to the different parts of the business. Fantastic. Vicky Evans, 5 years. Woo.
Might be the next slide. Yeah.
Vicky, congratulations. Yeah.
6 years in 3 weeks.
6 years in 3 weeks. We don't have one for 6 years. Sorry. But we might invent one. Happy birthday in 3 weeks. And Frank Glacando. One of the things that I should have said with Matt Morris is it was easy to know everyone's name at that time, but 400 people is a bit harder these days. But these guys we all know. Thanks very much, Frank. Congratulations. That's 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. I can't read. All of these are 5 years and haven't yet received their pens or their certificates. So, Sarah Tyra, come on up. That's one. That's, hey? Do you think I can nick the pen and just give her the certificate, maybe? Richard Scott, 5 years.
Richard's here.
Made a good choice not to work with his old man, didn't you? Yeah. Matt talked to you at the time, didn't he? Seamus.
Right down the back.
5 years. I didn't realise we had them all up there. Well, that makes it easy. Thanks, Seamus. Congratulations. Well done. Bit weird when you go to a party randomly and Seamus appears there, but got wrong face in the wrong place. But it was a nice party, though.
Was he hanging out with old people, or you were hanging out with young people?
Which one is it, Seamus? It was a mixed. We were eclectic, I think. Trevor, another 5 years. Well done. I'll give you that in that hand and that in that hand. Well done. Jason, 5 years. Got enough hair to share it with me, I reckon. Matt laughs about it now. Won't be in years to come.
I think I'm pretty safe.
Thanks, Jason. Well done. Good on you. And then we have Emma.
We should pre-warn everyone so they don't sit at the back, shouldn't we?
Sonia, here's a tough one. How many people in the organisation do you reckon are 5 years or more? A heap, I know. Thank you. I think it's lots. 100? It's fantastic.
What was the question?
How many over 5 years in the organisation? 25% of staff, roughly?
150 over 3 years. There you go.
It's fantastic. Oh, okay, we know that number. Yeah, quite right. Yeah.
It's not like compliance to make things up.
Xavier. Woo. Another great contributor. Thanks, Xavier. Thank you, mate. Well done. We'll, by the way, have the 10-year pens waiting and ready for all those guys that just got the 5 years, including Rachel. Woo! Thanks for putting up with me for 5 years so far. You've got a lot more to go. And that's it from me on that.
Have I gone backwards? 10 years? Oh, no. Absence. Couldn't make it. Okay, hang on. Absent friends up the top. So 10 years. It doesn't finish there. So congratulations and thank you to Annie, Francisca, Courtney, Pavani and Ryan. Well done. And more 5 years, it says absent, but Natasha, Rohit, Andy, Carl and David. Huge effort. Thank you very much. Loads there.
I'm confused. Why did they not get the certificate?
Because they weren't here. But wait, there's more. As Rachel mentioned, there's 150 people that have been with us over 3 years, and I think we're going to go through all of them today. No, congratulations to Rob Dixon, Hassan, Kelly, Mel, Cameron Curry, Brookie, Kurt, Maddie, Neely, Catherine, and that's it. Catherine, congratulations on 5 years, and thank you. I think there may have been a little bit of a COVID.
Fail is not good.
A fail?
Fail is not good.
Oh, did I click too far?
No, you click on it.
Why?
Have a look. Go forward.
I don't know if I want to.
Have a look.
I've completely...
Matt, it's supposed to say value. It says death.
Oh, veil. Thankfully, we don't have any Veil Awards today. And if there are, unfortunately, you won't be here to receive it. There was one missing, actually, from that list I noticed, which was we had a 21-year award. And I don't think there's an envelope, but congratulations, Michael Heiner. Hey! So tell us, what was it like when you started 21 years ago? Actually, we don't have time.
I was a young man. Youngish.
Okay, I don't know how this is going to work, so again, I'm far too scared to press the next button. The Value Awards, we've got the nominations. Is that how this is working today? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so the next page is the nominations for this Town Hall's award nominees. So congratulations to everyone for being nominated. And if I can please invite Stephen Masterman to present the first award for Curious.
Hi everyone, it's been a while. So the first award is for Curious. This person's quite new to not only to Netwealth but also the financial services industry quite generally. In the short time they've been with us and therefore in the industry, they've dived headfirst into challenges like open banking, design and distribution obligations, all those advisor fee reforms that I was talking about before, all that really exciting stuff that we do. But in each of these areas, they've gone above and beyond seeking to understand all the issues that are involved in not only those kind of new regulations, but also the way they're going to impact on Netwealth. There have been so many workshops with people from all across the business in which the person's actively contributed, seeking a better understanding as well as challenging all the assumptions. They've often approached people in the business with specialist knowledge to gain insights on how the things work at Netwealth, always with a view to finding out how these things can be applied to achieve a better outcome for the company. They've always been thorough and tenacious in ensuring that we're making the best decisions, always doing it well informed. The curiosity and proactive approach to developing a full understanding has made them an incredibly valuable contributor and a sounding board in each of the projects in which they have been involved. So I'm very proud to announce the winner of the Curious Award is Deanne Moyer.
We do have a trophy for you, but we just didn't have it on hand, so it's in the mail. No, we will get it for you. Do you want to hang around up here? We might just get a photo with all the awards. It's in the mail, is it? Yeah. Hang on, Stephen, just before you go, what we thought we'd also get everyone to do, and I'm putting you on the spot here, can you just tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So I'm Stephen am currently the legal team. Hopefully we'll find another lawyer fairly shortly, though. So working up with the legal risk compliance, been at Netwealth for about 4 years now, so I'm expecting my pen next year.
Good. Look forward to seeing you up here.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, Dave. Okay, the next award is the Collaborative Award, and this is going to be presented by Nicholas Marcoux. Welcome to the stage, Nicholas. And if you could just tell everyone who you are and what you do as well.
Okay, I'm Nicholas Marcoux. I work in IT as an IT product owner of the Satisfied Tribe, and our whole vision is around operational efficiency, regulatory work and accuracy of features around tax reporting, fees. We do a lot of regulatory statements. Any other questions? No questions. Okay. This person has been a driving force on a challenging project that has touched many areas of the business. They've brought people together to share relevant knowledge through workshops, ensuring that communication is concise, direct and timely. They have seized opportunities to collaborate, ensuring that these stakeholders have felt heard, and they've all been given an opportunity to influence the development. While working in a great team, they've really led from the front. The winner of the Collaborative Award is Ben Armour.
Well done. Congrats. Can you stand next to Dean, people company? Yeah. Okay, the next award, which is the Courageous Award, is not going to be presented by Nicholas Marcoux again. It is going to be presented by James Dodd, I believe. Welcome to the stage, James. And the same question.
Okay. So I'm one of the dev manager and architects. I work with Nick in the Satisfied Tribe. I won't tell you what we do. So for the Courageous Award, the positive energy that this person brings to the team is significant, and they have quickly become an invaluable member of their team. This person brings a valued skill set to the team, is an excellent communicator, and always offers their honest and constructive feedback while respecting others' views. This person has a proven track record with overcoming obstacles, and has been determined to overcome any barriers with resilience and courage, especially working, spoiler alert, on the Acurity Replica database solution. They are very passionate about making improvements to the Netwealth database and are dedicated to positive changes and improving Netwealth's platform performance. They analyse potential risks when making decisions and mentors their team when a knowledge gap is identified. The winner of the Courageous Award is Linda Meyer. Linda's working remotely today, though. So.
She's working remotely.
So I was
She's sure to be online, so congratulations to the person.
Good work, thank you.
Okay. I think I'm doing the next one too.
Are you? Oh, okay. In that case, the next award is Agile. No, it's not. There it is. Also presented by James. If you could just tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm James. So I'm one of the dev manager and architects. So for the Agile Award, this person has been a superstar in their collaboration and curiosity around projects. They thoroughly investigate and develop solutions while identifying previously unknown edge case scenarios and working closely with the business to solve them. They always look for new ways to solve problems. They recently took up a secondment into the Acuity V19 upgrade to take responsibility for upgrading any web components and has thoroughly succeeded. However, they have also continued to consult and work with their own team on any new items and support requests. So the winner of the Agile Award is Albert Hernando.
Well done. Okay, the next award is for Genuine, and this award is presented by Nundy Affleck. You can clap him if you want.
Pleasure.
You know the drill.
Oh, it's here. Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Nundy Affleck. I'm in the sales team, distribution manager here in Vic, and I'm out on the road talking to advisors day to day and introducing them to Netwealth. So, Genuine Award. This person has strived hard to be the voice of their team and advisors in our business while fully supporting the introduction of challenging reforms. They've consistently strived to ensure that we communicate and deliver the right message to the market while meeting our business goals and obligations. They've been instrumental to the success of the platform reprice, the removal of grandfathered remuneration, and is now providing strong market input and driving communications in relation to advisor fee consents. This person makes us consider what we're doing and the impact it may have on the market, and they consistently challenge us as to whether we're doing the right thing, while also considering how these things impact other parts of the business, in particular operations, IT and compliance. They work hard, get the job done, and hold themselves to such high standards, and all with a smile on their face. They'll drop everything to help their colleagues, and nothing's ever too much for them. They ensure the team stays on track and challenges them to keep focused and not to lose sight of the end goal. On a personal note, I've had the pleasure of working with this person the last at least 5 or 6 years. They're not here today, I don't think, but the winner of the Genuine Award is Tennille Christie. Hi, Tennille, if you're out.
Thanks, Nundy, and well done to Tennille from Queensland office. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got 2 more awards to give out, and the next one is going to be for Optimistic, and this is going to be presented by Dana Patterson. Is that why you started the clapping for the presenters?
Hi guys, my name is Dana and I'm from the Investor Services Quality Assurance team. So we help support the 2 big divisions in administration and service within Investor Services through support, training and induction as well. Come see us, we're a friendly bunch. And I'd like to present the Optimistic Award. So this person has worked with their team since March last year and has tirelessly been a champion for all clients they assist, and as well as their colleagues. They go to great lengths to ensure all Netwealth clients receive favourable outcomes. They are always looking to improve our business processes and ensure the team does the right thing by our clients and Netwealth. They are always willing to support any colleague who needs help regardless of multiple tasks they have to juggle and work through. This person, even on a bad day, continues to strive for excellence. This person is an advocate for challenging the status quo for the betterment of the business and our clients and advisors alike. They are an inspiration to work with and have helped their colleagues revitalise their approach and thinking about how things are to be done. Their contagious energy, contagious probably the pandemic, yeah. And laughter make every day working with them an absolute pleasure. As a colleague, they are someone that can be depended upon and are readily approachable to seek support from as well. This person wins the hearts and minds in their approach to their work. The winner of the Optimistic Award is Brooklyn Daniels.
Okay, and we have the lucky last. Oh, no, we don't. I think there is another one. There is one more genuine. Okay, and that's going to be presented by... Oh, Michelle. Someone switched the order on me. Hey. Well done, Michelle.
My name is Michelle Allen, and I work in the group finance team. So with the team, we are currently working on budgets, and we do the annual report and the investor presentations and announcements. So for the Genuine Award, this person provides an eagle-eyed attention to detail that Netwealth and her role cannot survive without. This person is never afraid to have tough conversations when things do not seem right, always ensuring things are completed to a high standard and in compliance with policy and regulations. She provides open and honest, constructive feedback to others when there is something that can be improved. She's always willing to give advice and is extremely genuine and approachable. She's very quick to support others, not only in her team, but across the whole organisation. She endeavours to come up with the right outcome and always puts her colleagues first. She took on a real challenge in leading a transition to a brand new system that all of our staff rely on a daily basis. She demonstrated integrity and professionalism by successfully migrating sensitive data while working with a multitude of vendor contacts and teething issues, driving the vendor to make improvements to meet her high standards. She was courageous in speaking up when the project was off track and changing the timeline to ensure the project was delivered with the best outcome for all staff. She demonstrated a real pride in Netwealth and the work she does. The winner of the Genuine Award, who was once described by one of our independent directors as Netwealth's living treasure, is Fiona Madden-Jones.
Handshake. Well done, Faye. Yeah. If you come over here. It's always a good idea to give the person that pays you an award. Congratulations to everyone that's won a Value Award today. You really do make a huge difference and you live our values every day. So thank you and congratulations. And as much as I know you all want to hang around on stage with us, hang on, one more. We'll keep clapping while they're getting their last photo. Fantastic. Okay, the bit that I enjoy the most is Q&A. So we're at the end of today's formal proceedings. I think we've probably had a number of questions at the start which we've answered, but if you've got any questions, now's the time to ask them.
Just shout out. How do we deal with interstate questions? With difficulty, I guess.
From Slido. Same way as those in here.
It's amazing.
We're a tech company.
Well, hang on. We've got more. I'm not sure it's a question. I think it's more of a statement. Looking good, Michael. Definitely. Can the personal lockers be accessed out of hours? If you've got access to the office, you've got access to the lockers. Can small teams book our meeting areas or small seating areas? Actually, I've answered a few of these already. The answer is that meeting rooms can be booked through Condeco, but smaller seating areas is first come, first served, but there's plenty of them there.
I think, yeah, so meeting rooms will actually be through normal process, so that'll all be loaded up through Microsoft Outlook, and there'll be a whole... not Condeco, can't book meeting rooms.
Not doing meeting rooms?
Just okay. Yeah, and there'll be a number of those breakout areas that I showed you before where they'll just be basically left blank, and if there's someone using them, they've got the right to use them, but you're not allowed to camp out for the whole day.
Any access to gym or workout room? Not that I'm aware of as yet. Not sure whether there are any facilities close by. I know Virgin's up the road, which everyone knows.
Again, we've got a great space, so we want to sort of make it a living, breathing space. So we've got a fantastic space where we can do things like yoga and Pilates and different activities. So again, once we get in there and we start to work out, how things operate and when the best time to do some of those things might be, we can look at scheduling classes and different things.
Well, there's nothing really that we haven't covered there. I think there's a vote for Seamus to organise drinks. And that's about it. Anything else? I suspect, Matt, that people are wanting to get around the corner for their own drink and for a group drink.
Any last questions? How's that? The slow clap from the back.
Matt, I've got a question.
Yeah, how are you going?
Are
you okay?
Why don't you end this session and head off to the pub?
Okay, let's do that. Thanks, everyone. A lot of service awards and value awards.